So guys, welcome back to my channel. The look I'm creating for you today is the look I had on my graduation day, which was last Monday. The pictures are on my Instagram, so check it out there. I really hope you enjoy it and please keep watching. So as usual, I'm going to start with my eyes, and I've got MAC's Painterly Paint Pot, and I'm just going to take that on my ring finger and put that on my lid. And I'm just using my finger to blend it out as well. Then for the crease, it was all about building up colours and blending them. So I started with the colour Cork just through the crease on my LY38A brush by Louise Young. And I'm just gonna, like I said, take that through the crease, but just a little bit above it as well, because it's a great transition colour. It's really nice and subtle. A really good blending colour. So that's just right above the crease. Then on the same brush, I've got Swiss Chocolate by MAC, which is a nice brown shade. And again, taking that right through the crease this time. Sorry if my voice is a little bit croaky. I was at my sister's hen weekend in Bournemouth last weekend, and we went to this day out activity thing called It's a Knockout, which is an old TV programme, but they do it in Bournemouth and various other places as well, I think. And you had to do like activities with your team, and it was really good fun. So I was there cheering on my sister and our team the whole time that I actually ended up losing my voice. Then I went in with the same brush again, quite lightly, with MAC's eyeshadow Concrete. The reason I use this lightly through the crease is because it's not that warm of a shade, but it gives you depth. So I'm just going to take that through the crease slightly, just for depth. Then I've got my clean MAC 217 brush, and I'm just going to blend those colours through all together, nothing on it, just to get them to mush all together. Mush is a word. Now it is. Then on my MAC 217, I'm going to mix these two MAC eyeshadows. This one's Sober and this one is Cork. And just really lightly, I'm going to mix them. And just take it through the crease and a bit above it again, just as a blendy colour. Then on my MAC 239 brush, I've got my MAC Naked Pigment. And like I've said in one of my previous videos, be really careful with pigments because they do get everywhere and they are quite messy. So just tap off any excess. And I'm just going to pat that over the lid. This is just intensifying that paint pot colour I put on previously. And to highlight your brow bone, I'm going to go back with the same 217 and Naked Pigment and just lightly dust that under your brow bone. And it looks like a completely different colour now when you don't have the paint pot there underneath it as a base. So it's really good for brow bone highlight. You could even use it on your cheekbones. I actually didn't, but I could have. For my eyeliner, I used my Maybelline gel eyeliner and my Louise Young LY24B brush. So it's a really super thin eyeliner brush, just so that I could get right close to the lash line. I really like this brush because it just gives you that precise application that you want. When you're doing your gel eyeliner, it's really important that you just take your time with it. which is what I am going to do. So once that's been done, I like to move on to the face, and I'm just going to apply concealer in areas that I think I need it. And these are just, oh my god, I look a mess. These are just areas in which I want to bring the colour back into my skin, where I feel like I'm looking a bit grey. And also, I haven't got great skin at the minute, so I'm just trying to conceal and cover those areas. Sorry, I was using my Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer there. Radiant Creamy Concealer in Ginger. And for foundation, I've got my Illamasqua Skin Based Foundation in the shade 12. And I'm using my Illamasqua highlighter brush for that. The reason I use this foundation on my graduation day is because it's my favourite. Another reason I used this foundation on my graduation was because the colour payoff is really good. Like, it doesn't make me look grey or ashy, and as I am brown and quite tanned at the minute, I feel like a lot of foundations do make me look grey and ashy, and it's not a sorry, I can't talk today. It's not a nice look, and this foundation just puts the colour back into your skin, which is what you want. Don't want that grey cast over your face. Want the true colour showing. Also, this foundation does last a very long time, which is perfect for a day like your graduation, when you do need it to last ages, and also you're taking photos as well. And you want those to come out in the best quality. Once that's done, I like to highlight under my eyes with my MAC Prep and Prime highlighter, and this is in Radiant Rose. And I just take that under my eyes and just bridge of my nose and a bit on my forehead. With my MAC 130 brush, I just blend that out into the rest of my face. Oh god. The reason I put this on before my concealer or anything under my eyes is to really just brighten that area. I forgot my brows, so before I move on to anything else on my face, I'm going to do that. So I've got my eyebrow cake in Thunder by Illamasqua and my Laura Mercier brow brush, which has got a spoolie on the end. And like I do in every video, I just take it along the bottom, lightly, and down. And then whatever's left on the brush, I just blend through it, because I like natural looking brows. And of course I set that with my Illamasqua brow and lash gel, as always, to hold those brows in place for my photo, my graduation picture, which I will post on my Instagram when I do receive it. But I did take one on my actual graduation day and posted that, and loads of you liked it, so thank you. So those are brows done, that's eyes done. Moving back onto the face, I've got to conceal my under eyes, and I've got my Bobbi Brown corrector in light peach, which is almost finished. And just with my finger, patting that on where I have darkness and where I want to correct and highlight. Some people like to use this as a concealer alone. For me, it's just the wrong colour. And I like to use it as a corrector. And then going back to my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, just going to dot that on. I do quite strange things, don't I, when I'm doing my makeup. If I look at myself, I'm like, I look really weird. But I have my MAC 286 brush to just blend that out. I bought this brush recently, so don't really know if it's that good yet. Like, I'm not too keen on it, to be honest, for my concealer, but I'm showing you what I actually did do on my graduation. I actually did use this brush, so that's why. But yeah, it's probably not my favourite concealer brush, because I just feel like it doesn't give you good enough coverage with it. And of course, I'm going to set my under eyes with my, ooh, wrong side, Ben Nye Banana Luxury Powder, and I'm going to use my Real Techniques setting brush for that. As always, I love to pack this stuff on. You probably see it flying about everywhere. Then to contour, I have my Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess powder and my Real Techniques contour brush, and I'm just going to take some of that on there. And in the hollows of my cheeks, just run it through there. And of course, on your temples. If you have a slightly larger forehead than I do, then you can take it all the way across, but I have a tiny head and forehead, so I'm not going to do that. And then I just take it along my jawline slightly as well. Now as I've contoured, I'm going to put on my blusher, and I've got my Plum Foolery blusher, such a mouthful, by MAC, and my Real Techniques multitask brush, just to put that on over the contour. I love this blusher because it just goes really well with my skin tone and with a lot of lipstick colours, and just in general, it's just a staple colour for me. Then to highlight, I've got my MAC Soft and Gentle highlighter. It's a mineralised skin finish highlighter, and my Sigma tapered highlighter brush, F35. And just with that on one side of the brush, I'm putting that just over the top of my cheekbones. Moving on to lashes, I've got the Rimmel Lash Accelerator Endless, and I don't think you can actually get this in this country. I think you can only get it in America. You can get the normal Lash Accelerator, but Endless I'm not sure about. I got this from Beauty Bootcamp. And then for lashes, I've got some 120 lashes by Eyelure. I've put some glue on them just now, and I'm just waiting for that to set and get tacky a little bit. What I like to do is just look down, put them right as close to my lash line as I can, and tuck them in with tweezers at the side. For the lips, I've got MAC's lipstick in Spirit, and I literally just dab this on. I didn't really want a lot of lipstick on because I knew that I wouldn't really have a chance to top it up much, so it was just like a quick touch up sort of thing. And then I obviously wanted to keep my makeup fresh before I left anywhere, and sprayed it with my Fix Plus. I love the smell. So guys, this is the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed watching that. This is actually how I looked on my graduation, with my hair curly and down like this. My dress is from Lipsy. You can check it out on my Instagram because I've got pictures there. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up, comment down below, tell me what you think, and obviously don't forget to subscribe. Mwah. Bye!